Well, good morning, folks. Trust everyone survived the weekend. Some areas it was a wild one. Stephen Nesbitt here, Vancouver Island, and once again, trust everybody's good and still keeping ahead of that game of tag with the Wuhan Waltz. As always, in the description portion, I will place several links. And some of these links are really interesting. And as Tom says, he can't, from his phone, he can't open them all, but I guess you just have to get to a laptop. They should all open. And trust that everyone who might have been marching all weekend, resting up from all that tiresome time. I wonder if you paid attention to Chicago over the weekend. I have a link to that. 60 people shot in Chicago over the weekend. That's 60 people over the weekend, 9 dead. Of those dead, there was a 3-year-old boy who was sitting in a car with his father. A 13-year-old girl who was at home watching television. A bullet came through the window and killed her. And other teenagers walking to a grocery store shot in the back of the head. So I'm wondering if all of those people who are eulogizing people who died while resisting arrest after committing crimes are eulogizing this 3-year-old boy who had nothing to do with anything. I mean, he was brand new on the planet. Or the 13-year-old girl who was at home watching television. I wonder if their lives matter. Or is it only, maybe this is proof that people who have hijacked that phrase and marched with those banners in pictures of a criminal who died while resisting arrest. And that's not good. Don't get me wrong, I'm not agreeing with that. That is not good. But I think this 3-year-old boy, I can't get the picture of him out of my mind. Maybe you click on the link, it'll stick in yours as well. So that's what happened in Chicago on the weekend. Democratic mayor, left-wing liberal mayor. Interesting. That takes me to Vancouver, where the teachers union in Vancouver has voted to ban police officers from attending events and occasions at schools, elementary schools. And that is sort of shocking enough, but the bigger shocking thing is the Vancouver School Board is entertaining the thought. Think about that, banning police officers, city police or RCMP from attending functions at schools. Think about that. What are these people? Are these people drinking the governor of Seattle's Kool-Aid and dipping the mayor of Seattle's brownies into it? What is with this? How stupid can people be? And I say stupid, underlined, in big bold letters. How stupid can people be? I mean, I think what we should be defunding are some of these teachers. I mean, we're having children being schooled and brainwashed, but they're not getting an education. Now think back to when you were in school. It was a highlight to see an RCMP officer come into a classroom, or a fireman, or any one of these civil service people who were there looking after things. I mean, they used to coach football, coach a track team, check out on the gymnastics team. They used to work with people, and I suppose if given the chance, RCMP would still do today. They were part of the community. We weren't taught to distrust police officers. We weren't taught to dislike police officers. Hell, that was on, if you look at most people's top 5 lists of things to do, firemen, police officer, especially RCMP, that was on your list. That was on a list. How far we've come. I don't know if I were just starting with a family now, whether I would send my children to be educated by fools like that. I would not do it. And I'm calling it fools in capital letters, big, bold, underlined. I mean, it is wrong. And it's easy to pull up on these buzzwords and everybody get on board. All these shallow intellectual people, look at how many degrees they have. And it's not all teachers, but just think of it. If the union is sort of going for that, and if the school board is sort of looking at that, the teachers who don't agree with that, where does that leave them? Where does that leave them? Yeah, that's Vancouver, BC, people. These guys are drinking the Kool-Aid from Seattle and Washington State, dipping the brownies in it and just having a gay old time, sticking their heads in a helium-filled balloon and dancing around as if they know what the hell they're talking about. It's crazy. I also have a link today from Sweden. It's interesting. It's a fellow from Sweden's take, and I don't know how I ran across it, but I found it interesting, so I thought I would just include that in the link section. Another thing that I'm finding interesting today, statues. We have two rules. Pierre Trudeau's statue was blackface. Somebody went and defaced Pierre Trudeau's statue. It is being investigated as a hate crime. John A. Macdonald's statue was defaced, painted red. They're looking at putting him in a closet because he was a racist. Now I'm asking you, which Prime Minister was more important to the founding of Canada? And now, not that Pierre Trudeau wasn't. He did a lot of good things. No, he made it possible for a woman to go get a mortgage on her own. And if you don't, you can research that if you don't believe that. John A. Macdonald it wasn't for him driving the railroad idea through and a bunch of other cool people, we probably may not be here today as part of Canada. I mean, driving that railroad was a significant thing. And for those who haven't understood history, and the poor kids who are in Vancouver getting brainwashed by these left-wing twits, they probably won't learn that. They'll be learning some cockeyed idea of what happened or what should have happened and how we would have liked it to happen. And those kind of people are people who create history or change history. It's stupid. I suppose, again with the statues, we have not all rules are created equally. Not all rules are created equally. But I think there's a lot of stuff there to think about. A lot of things to think about. And of course, some people won't. You know, I think I haven't used give your head a shake today because Tom said I say that so often that he's got a headache. So we don't want Tom to get a headache. So I haven't said give your head a shake. But it's probably apropos. And again, I can't get that young boy's picture out of my mind, and you know, the in Chicago. It's sort of crazy. And I have set up a channel on BitChute, and that's Dreaming Do. You can find us on BitChute. The reason for that is there's a lot of censoring going on YouTube. Some of it's sort of maybe justified, but most of it's bullshit. Anybody has a view that's different to a left-wing Marxist idea, they're being kicked off. So we've set up on BitChute. We also have our own website, dreamingdo.com. That's dreaming, like in a dream, DREAMINGDO.com. Or strangersandpoetry.com. And I have a WordPress site, strangersandpoetry.com. www.wordpress.com. You can find us on all those channels if you're interested. Other than that, it's a shitty way to start the week, I know. When you look at Chicago, 60 people shot, 9 killed, including innocent children. And I haven't said who the shooting was by and who was shot. I haven't put any race into there. Oh, another thing, talking about race. See, in Ontario, people were losing their drawers and getting all excited because there was a bunch of young people at the lake, at the beach, playing music, in their swimwear, dancing, just having a hell of a good time. And everybody's saying, whoa, 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 there's a virus going on. They all should be ticketed, blah, 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 blah. Nobody mentioned that before there was 20,000 people marching, blocking traffic, disrupting people's lives, defacing some property. That was okay. Those 20,000 people could march till hell freezes over. Nobody gives a damn. But young people, I'm going to put it this way, of all races, Oriental, Black, Middle Eastern, Canadian, English, Polish, Dutch, they were all together. And there was just a nice coming together of young people, of humanity, enjoying themselves, having fun, doing what young people should do, not burning cars, breaking windows, and doing stupid stuff. These people are enjoying themselves. And I suppose the left wing really doesn't like that. Our Marxist people, like these teachers in Vancouver, don't like that. Because if people are enjoying themselves, it's harder to control them. Harder to control people like that. I suppose that's why they don't want police officers in the classroom. You know, or around a school. Easier to control and brainwash people without a character cop being there to talk and speak with children. You know, it's a crazy world we're living in right now, folks. And as Tom said, you got to forget about this, sit on your hands sort of thing, say yes and no. And I'm saying get off your hands, put yes and no in the closet, and start protesting. We're protesting this, talking to people. Go to that school board meeting, parents in Vancouver. If there's parents out there who really give a damn, you've got to sort of give your heads a shake. There, I've said it, and check this out. It's if we want to continue having children schooled and brainwashed without an education by obviously left-wing twits, it's not boding well. And there's a lot of more important, well, this is important, but there's a lot of other important things happening too. As we have been diverted from keep paying our attention on present any information on the economy, our monetary system, and what's really going to be happening. I don't think it's going to be pretty. And well, I guess I should go for now. Enough rambling. But have a good day. And check out Chicago. Check out the Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. See what the idiots are doing. This is the school board, the teachers union, and the school board. Hopefully, there's some brains on the school board who say, "Look, you know, we're not doing this. We're not doing this." And so take care. Have the best one you can if you want, and we'll see you tomorrow.